every time we put people on pedestal, they fall sooner or later.
They do.
But that's a good thing, which we'll have to get into, because it's good that people fall from pedestals.
Welcome to the Renegade Relationship Realists with Reverend Marquita Pierre McAllister and Rachel Dilling. Please be advised, this channel is rated R for realism.
We have a tendency not to value ourselves enough. We're putting value on somebody out there, not having a clue about their behind the doors
Absolutely.
and what happens with them. I think people, when they consciously, if they were consciously think about it, they'd think about, I have no idea who that person is.
Just an
I'm
image of
looking
what
at
that
the
person.
persona.
Yeah,
That's right.
it's a persona. It's a facade,
persona.
and we look at the facade and we go, "This is a real person."
Right.
But there's no way that a person could be so one-dimensional.
No.
And so I just heard recently about someone who I watched them do a presentation, and it literally shifted my entire life. It's what put me on the path that I'm on now.
Okay.
And I watched him, and so in my mind, he was all that in a bag of chips. And then I just found out recently that he had cheated on his wife. And it just blew my mind. Because in my mind, he was so enlightened and so spiritual and so dynamic that I put him on this pedestal to say he was everything I wanted to be.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was out of integrity, and he betrayed somebody that you don't marry somebody unless you have that love for at some point in time.
In our country.
In our country.
Right.
That's right. I'm
culture,
definitely
right.
in our culture. And then he, without a conversation, and I don't know, I'm making stuff up because I don't know the whole story. I just know what I heard.
Right.
But he betrayed her
But it shook you.
it to the core. Like I had no words around it for a while.
And I think that's the point, is that sometimes we're not even aware that we've put people on pedestals.
Yes.
And thank God they fall so that we can wake up and realize what we've just done.
Yeah.
We just made somebody more important or holier than thou than our own self-worth. And it's like, yeah.
And so have you ever been put on a pedestal?
Yes. Being a senior minister all the time. And no matter how often I talk about ministers, licensed practitioners, spiritual practitioners, and how people should not do that, it never fails. It just happens all the time. And no matter how much I talk about you or me, I am you, we are one, there's no difference going on here. All that I talk about
But you're on stage, so you must be more enlightened.
Which is ridiculous, because I'm a couple of steps higher. And wait a minute, I can be a couple of steps higher and people are still taller than me. So,
That's true.
so I don't see what the difference is. But it's just because I carry a particular title, because I carry myself a particular way, because I do. Now, I may exercise a particular discipline more than someone else. But what's that got to do with me being better than you? It's just not, that's not how it works. You know, I have a phrase that I say.
What's that?
And so I'm about to be real crude.
Okay.
You know, whoever it is, President of the United States, Dalai Lama, whatever, they pee and poop the same way as everybody else. I'm sorry, it's true. Why do we put people on pedestals? And why would I put someone on a pedestal? Because all I have to think about is Marquita. They go to the bathroom just like you.
It's true.
Don't do that.
And it's interesting because even though we all put our pants, see, I say that every
pants
way. We all put our pants one leg at a time. There's still a competition almost in our culture that says that I have to compare myself to you, and if I'm better than you at X, then I'm good. Which is, it's really sad.
Well, let me ask you a question. So how do you feel when people put you on a pedestal?
It always feels really weird to me. It feels awkward because I see myself in, I'm just a regular, average person.
Yeah, I hear it.
And so, when I'm teaching, because I do a lot of teaching, and people come to me and they think that I'm all that, and I'm like, I'm just giving you the information that I've gathered over the last several years. It doesn't make me any better or worse. It just means that I've got a little bit more information.
Yeah.
I was teaching a class just the other day, actually, and one of the students said to me, because we were asking questions, and so I always start with an example, and I was just very open and vulnerable about my own insecurities and things that are going on in my life. And afterwards, she said, "Wow, thank you so much for being that vulnerable, because it made me realize that you're not better than I am, and that I'm okay." And I thought, well, of course you are. But how often do people, we do it all the time.
Well, excuse me. To me, I like the ministers, and so I tend to do this type of ministry where so they're up on the stage and stuff, but they use their personal stories to let you know that they were just like you.
Right.
I still remember the time. So I was